All right, everyone, we should probably get started. My name is Lillian Reed, and I'm the outgoing study abroad coordinator here at the University of Liverpool. And today I'm going to give you an overview of what study abroad is and some of the opportunities that are available to our students. So jumping into it, what is study abroad? So study abroad is considered the opportunity to spend a semester or year pursuing coursework abroad that's relevant to the degree. So what does that mean? It means that we're going to send you to a university abroad where you can continue your studies at Liverpool. This means that the time abroad will count towards your degree and you're still going to finish in your regular time frame. So if you're doing a 3-year degree and you go abroad for 1 semester on an approved program, you're still going to finish in 3 years. We offer exchange opportunities through Erasmus, which are our European partners, and through international exchange, which are our relationships with institutions outside of Europe. There are also some short-term, so summer vacation programs that we have available, primarily in Asia at this point, but we're developing more for the future. And then I just want to mention that if you're doing the modern language degree, you have a required year abroad as a part of your degree. So you're going abroad for year 3, pursuing French or language or German studies or Italian, but you also have an opportunity in that degree to do a work placement as opposed to a study placement. So where do we send students? Well, pretty much worldwide. We send students to over 5 continents, 22 countries. Our worldwide partners are in Brazil, Canada, USA, China, Australia, Hong Kong, even Malaysia. But if you want to stay a bit closer to home or get more of a continental European perspective, we have a lot of European exchanges. Too many to list on this slide, but as close as Ireland, as far as Poland, and most countries in between. And these are all Erasmus partners, which is important because we're sending students back and forth to our European partners and allowing students to access some additional funding, which I'll talk about a bit later. So what is the benefit of studying abroad? I've told you what it is, but why should students consider going? And in this presentation, we highlight a few of the key benefits, but there are definitely more than 3. There are employability benefits, academic benefits, and personal benefits. So employability-wise, students that undertake an Erasmus placement or even any study abroad placement for a semester or a year, they end up graduating and finding work within 6 months or being in another degree program within 6 months of graduation at a higher rate than students who haven't done a study abroad period. And this is because it's really of value to employers. This is a survey from 2008, so it's definitely increased since then. But in 2008, 60% of the UK top employers said that international study on a student's CV made them more employable. So they see these students as having skills that are very useful to an organization or a business, especially one that might have a global reach. Here's a quote from Anglo-American. It says, "Anglo-American values greatly international experience in the students whom we recruit. An individual with a track record of different cultures, different working methodologies, and different life experiences almost inevitably displays greater cross-cultural sensitivity and greater adaptability, which means that recruiting them is lower risk and they make a positive contribution more quickly." So they are looking to recruit graduates who they can see will be able to enter the organization, get along with their coworkers, understand that they might be working with people from other cultures or might have clients from other cultures who have a different way of life, and overall be much better in their post than students who haven't had an experience abroad. The academic benefits, which kind of play into that employability piece as well, are that students who study abroad tend to do better in their degree. They're more likely to achieve a 1st or a 2-1. And this can be because of the motivation that students get from spending time abroad, but also the fact that they're selectively participating in this program. It requires an application to study abroad, and students have to research what's available at the host universities for their degree. So it's selective. The students are doing some work and having access to a greater variety of coursework and skills to apply towards their overall degree. And Paula, who's one of our returned study abroad students, will speak about how she gained a widened perspective during her study in France. But another example is that we send students to Australia, and our students who go to Australia have opportunities to take marine biology coursework that is much different than available here, just by fact that it's in Australia and there's different animals. The ocean is much different there than in the UK. Or even our history students who go to Australia can take an Aboriginal histories class, and they can go visit sites that they talk about in the class or in the module. So it's just giving a broader perspective on the field. And then some students are able to pursue some foreign language study while abroad. Any of our partner universities where you can go for one semester or for that academic year at XJTLU will be taught in English. Only students who are pursuing modern language study and have to go abroad for a degree will take coursework that's taught in the host country language. So here's a quote about the academic benefits. The student was really excited about Hong Kong University. Hong Kong University is fantastic. The courses I took were all amazing, lecturers and tutors all really helpful. The things that I have learned since being at Hong Kong have helped me form my understanding of the world, which is obviously the point of my course. So lastly, there are many, many personal benefits for students to go abroad. But the most common things that we hear about are students feel more self-confident, they feel more adaptable, and more open-minded from their time abroad. I'll just read the top quote. I'm a lot more self-reliant than I was before and have learned to tackle things by myself and deal with my own problems. And that's actually something that we hear from parents as well. They see a difference in their students or their children when they come back. They see that they're much more able to handle problems, problem solving, and to function much better than they were before they left, because they've had this independent period where they had to learn to solve problems and navigate a new country or culture. So what are some of the myths of study abroad? I just wanted to point out that Liverpool is unique, and that a common myth of study abroad is that you need to speak another language. Only the students who are studying a second language have to know or go abroad and use that language. Everyone else, even in a non-English speaking country, are able to do their coursework in English. I can't afford to study abroad. That's pretty common. At Liverpool, if you go for a semester, you're going to keep paying your regular Liverpool tuition. You also still have access to student finance that you normally get for being in Liverpool, because this is recognized as part of your degree. And additionally, depending on where you go, you'll have access to additional funding. If you go to one of our European partners, then you're automatically eligible to receive funding through the Erasmus program. And we give a monthly Erasmus stipend to students. It's averaged for the past couple years of around €300 a month. That gets transferred to the students for the duration of their study abroad period. So that's not money that has to be paid back. This is money that the students have to live off of, and it's basically free money to fund this time abroad. For students that go outside of Europe to one of our worldwide partners, the University of Liverpool funds a travel grant of between £500 and £750 as a one-off payment. It's basically a grant that does not need to be paid back, and a lot of students use that to fund their plane ticket to their study abroad location. And then lastly, the concern about making a degree any longer. The fact that we do semester placements that are embedded in a curriculum means that you're still going to finish your degree in the 3 or 4 years that you originally intended. So why choose Liverpool? Well, the fact that we have Erasmus funding as well as our travel grants means that we give probably the most generous funding of any of the Russell Group institutions. And we're also unique in that we don't have you extend your degrees to participate. Other campuses might have study abroad opportunities, but you have to add a semester or a year on top of your degree. But here at Liverpool, you can embed it and still go abroad, have your 3-year college or university degree experience. Our network of exchanges is unique in that we've had partnerships for over 20 years with certain universities. So we have a really strong relationship where we're sending students back and forth. And these are all reciprocal exchange programs. So we are sending our students abroad, they are sending us students, which allows us to have a great relationship with our partner universities. We know the colleagues abroad that are helping our students just like they know that we are helping their students when they come to Liverpool. And our study abroad team is unique in that there are 5 members on the study abroad team. 2 of us are not Brits. I'm from the US, as you can probably tell, because I don't sound like a Scouse. And we also have a Brazilian on our team, but everybody on the study abroad team has lived abroad, and most of us have studied abroad. So we have a really unique skill set and experience to share with students. And then something that's unique at Liverpool is the Study Abroad Village, and then XJTLU, which is our Chinese partner, and I'll tell you about in a minute. Our Study Abroad Village is a new accommodation that we have coming online in September 2015. And this is important because sometimes students are concerned about the fact that if they go abroad for 1 semester, they don't know what to do about that other semester of housing when they're in Liverpool, because most off-campus housing require a 1-year lease or an academic year lease. But we've worked it out with the accommodations office that we will have our own study abroad village, which allows 1 semester lets to students who are participating in study abroad experiences. So if you're going abroad during semester 1, you go abroad, you come back in, and you've got a place to live during semester 2. And the other students that live in that hall will be either international students that have come to Liverpool for 1 semester or other students who have recently studied abroad. So it'll be an entire community of students that have a great international and global focus, and we're really excited about it. I wish I had this opportunity when I was in uni and after study abroad. So the other very unique Liverpool partner is Xi'an Jiaotong Liverpool University. This is a joint collaboration between Liverpool and an institution in China, and it's the first combined British and Chinese institution in existence. And this allows you to follow your Liverpool degree in English with a Chinese context. And what that means is that certain degree programs allow their students to go for year 2, for the entire academic year, and the modules mirror what is available at Liverpool. Now, right now, this is focused on sciences, engineering, and management school. And so they are also sending us students from these discipline areas. And I'll talk in a minute about the option that you probably heard in the welcome talk, which is different than this year abroad or semester for architects where they can go to XJTLU. If you go to XJTLU for 1 year, you do pay a reduced tuition fee. So you pay £1,350 instead of £9,000. So if you are a civil engineering student interested in China, you can apply to go to XJTLU during your entire year 2. You're still going to finish your Liverpool degree in 3 years, and with that reduced fee in year 2, you've essentially knocked 1/3 of the cost of your university degree off by participating in this program, and you still achieve your same Liverpool degree. So it's a great program. There's also a summer school at XJTLU, which is open to students from any discipline where they can go for 1 month and do intensive language and culture studies. And we fund students to participate in this program with a £250 travel grant. And right now, XJTLU is also offering reduced tuition fees for that summer school in order to get more and more students to come to our partner. So in the talk this morning, when you arrived, you maybe heard about an opportunity to go to China for 1 year and add it to your regular degree. And this is a new option that is just being finalized right now. So I can tell you just a little bit about the details. It would be open to any degree program, and you would add a year of Chinese language and culture studies to your degree. So if you're studying law, you would do years 1 and 2 of your law curriculum. Then you would go to China, to XJTLU for 1 year, focus on Chinese language, history, culture, give yourself a Chinese perspective, then come back and finish your 4th year, which would be your original 3-year, but you would go back in and complete your law studies. And then when you graduate, you would have your degree in law with Chinese studies or whatever they decide to call the degree, because they're still deciding. But that's an option that is going to be open to any degree program, from maths to English to engineering. So that's another way that you can internationalize your curriculum. So how do you apply to study abroad? At this point, you don't need to do anything. You don't have to add it to your UCAS application or anything like that. You're going to come to Liverpool, and during Welcome Week, we'll have information about study abroad. And then we have a study abroad fair at the end of October. We also have various study abroad meetings where you can talk to students who have recently been abroad, or hear from your department about options that they're really excited about you to participate in. We give you all of this information so that you can work on an application that's due at the end of December. And then we collect applications. They usually require some essays to be written, so we ask that you put some effort into these essays where you explain why you're interested in going abroad and why you have interest in certain institutions, because we ask you to identify 3 institutions that you might consider going to. And then we look at your applications and wait for your semester 1 marks to come out, because we're looking to send students abroad who have achieved over a 60% average in their first term or first semester marks. So we make offers to students in February. We try and offer all students who meet the academic requirement and have turned in a quality application with a place to study abroad. We're able to offer generally about 85% of the students one of their top 3 choices. And then if we can't offer you one of your top 3, we make you an alternate offer of a university that we know has your curriculum that we think would be a good fit for you. And then the students decide. So again, nothing you need to do at this point other than remain interested and excited about studying abroad, but you'll get a lot more information when you come to Liverpool. So you can get more information at our central exhibition stand. Some of you might have been there already and picked up one of these guides. These have been much more popular than we anticipated, so if you don't get one today, don't worry, because we'll send a link to a PDF to everybody who's registered for Open Day, so you will receive a copy of the content. We also have a website and a very active Twitter account, as well as an inquiries email address, which you can use. So right now I'm going to have Paula come up and tell about her experience studying abroad in France.
Hi everyone, my name is Paula. I've just graduated in marketing from this university, and I went to France in my exchange, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about my favorite bits about my exchange, how it has helped me academically and how it has enhanced my employability. So one of my favorite things about my exchange was the city that I went to. I went to Bordeaux, and it's just a really great city to live. It was just full of history, beautiful architecture. The city was influenced by the wine commerce, so it was just really good to be a part of it, and just to get to know the locals and experience a different lifestyle. So that was definitely one of my favorite parts of my exchange. I also really enjoyed the fact that I met so many people from so many countries. When I applied for France, I had no idea that I would meet so many international students. I lived with people from all over the world. I lived with someone from Lithuania, with Americans, with someone from Sweden. So that was really interesting for me, and I really enjoyed it. I think academically, the program has helped me a lot as well. So it was just something really different that I would never had the opportunity to do here in Liverpool. So I studied soil, for example, and types of grapes and wine vocabulary and everything about the wine business. And it was just really interesting and just really different from what I was learning here in Liverpool. I also really enjoyed to see my subject from a different perspective. For example, there are a lot of things that in marketing that are acceptable here in England that they would not be acceptable in France, and things that would work in France that would never work here in the UK. So it was really interesting to see that contrast, and also to experience a different education system. For example, here in England we have a lot of independent studying, whereas in France I spent a lot of time in university in a lot smaller classes, and it was just really good for me to deal with these differences. That is something that I always mention in interviews, and how I coped with these differences. And I think the program itself has helped my employability. You can just tell that employers are really interested about it when you start talking about the program, and generally it's just really good. It's a way to display that you're independent and you're self-reliant, and I think it has really helped me. Okay, so that's it for me. Thank you very much. I hope you take advantage of this opportunity. Thank you.
Great. So